Hey everybody, it's Matt, Dyan, welcome back to OK Aussie. It is Sunday 15th of June, 19 minutes past 10. Dyan's been in Syncope off and on the last few minutes and starting indications of potentially neurologically going into seizure. We've had the Tourette's episode a little bit earlier this evening. That went on for about an hour and a half as a tic attack, which had been resolved with the clonazepam. But unfortunately, she's not feeling too good. The timer that I did have on was actually for her apple pie. She was about to have for dessert. That was literally only seconds away, so I've just taken that out of the oven so that we don't burn it, and hopefully if she can come out of this. I know, sweetie. Yeah, it's 15 degrees outside, it's 24.3 degrees in the room. Her temperature was 37.5 degrees. She's staying very hot. She's been in the 38 for the last 5 or 6 days straight, running some sort of infection. You got a sore back, sweetie? She's indicating to her mid-thoracic. What's wrong, Bubba? Sore?
Can't see.
Okay. You can't see because your eyes are closed, sweetie. That's the blethrosism. Dyan has dystonia, and with that comes quite commonly the blethrosism and the oromandibular, which is part of the segmented cranial dystonia.
Yes. It's broken in there.
Yeah, it's sore, isn't it? I'm not surprised after your tic attack. I'm just hoping that you don't have anything else going on. We need to actually relocate. I know it's out, but we need to relocate that back in there for you. But I can't really do that when you're out and about, sweetie. Oxygen stats have been flapping in the lower ends. We're at about 93% currently. It's 58 for the heart rate at the moment. Dyan's had all her regular night medications. We've actually increased the sodium valproate with an additional tablet to try and bring up some therapeutic levels. Dyan's into pretty much day 3 or 4 now of bowel medications for her GI tract, so there was high probability, along with the poor sleep quality over the last few days, the bowel medications. Very good, just want to take your blood pressure. When you have finished all of this, then we can get you some food.
Apple pie?
Yeah, you can have some apple pie after that. Okay. Just want to see where you're at. I've just given Dyan another Panadol Osteo 665 just to try and bring the temperature down. She's struggling with the eyes, I can see. It's 10:21 p.m. The tic attack, which is just prior to this, which we're putting up in front of this video, was pretty intensive for a good hour and a half. Good combination there was the whole mixture of motor, multi-motor, and vocalized tics, which really is the formation of what Tourette's is when you've got more than 4 different motor and 2 different vocalized tics for a sustained period of time over 6 months. Oxygen stats are 95, heart rate's at 52 at the moment.
My fingers are hurting.
Your fingers are hurting? Okay. Okay, it's alright, we'll get you there. Blood pressure 97/52, heart rate 53. Previously, when we were doing the last reading during the Tourette's process, if we have a look at that in the memory, that was at 98/55 with 54. That was a few hours ago. So not much variance in blood pressure. She's probably getting some contraction in the hands. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You can feel the pressure. It's okay. Try and take deeper breaths. Open up your diaphragm. It's okay, I can feel it. This will be part of a focalized dystonia in the right hand.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know, just throwing some traction. Dyan, apart from having multiple neurological conditions, also has got a hypermobility condition with the loss down loss, and things can pop out, literally sublux or fully dislocate very easily. The dystonia is a contraction for her. It's a tightening of the muscle ligamenture bands and causes the contraction either in a fibrillation, like a muscle movement, or in a fixed, weird, distorted posture. Just actually just doing a traction activity on this phalanx at the moment, just above the joint, just to see if it will relieve off. The dystonia originates from mixed messaging coming out of the basal ganglia. Dyan's got bilateral calcification of the basal ganglia in the brain. It's known as Farr's disease when you've got a movement disorder to go with it. It's a bit of a tic going through there. We knew that we wouldn't be out of the woods. We were hoping that we were going to be out of the woods. We're getting some pursing of the lips and more defined blepharism in the face. So this is where it blends. Sometimes Dyan will get, moving with her, sometimes Dyan will get Tourette's as a preictal prior to going into seizures. Similar like she can with the dystonia. She can get the dystonic reaction prior to going into tonic-clonic seizures. It's cramping in the whole hand or just in the lower fingers? Okay. It's 10:26. The medications that she has additional clonazepam, so she should be in front of this, as well as an additional sodium valproate. So we're hoping that would be enough to tide us over and we wouldn't have any further neurological activities tonight, but I think that's just wishful thinking. How's your hand?
So still.
Okay. Is that pressure helping?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in pain anywhere else?
That's why my back.
That midpoint in your back, I'll get that afterwards. Once it's settled down, I'll be able to relocate that joint for you. Okay? Do you have a headache or migraine?
I did, and it comes and goes.
Okay. Bit clicky.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any chest pain, Dyan?
No.
Okay. No nausea?
No.
Okay. You're doing really well. Oxygen saturated at 94%, heart rate's at 57. Yeah, clicking in there, not quite in. For those who are new to the channel, Dyan does have an umbrella condition called 22q, 11.2 deletion syndrome. It's a chromosomal genetic disorder. A microdeletion on the long arm of the 22nd chromosome. We've got 23 pairs of chromosome. So she's missing some of the major building blocks that we need from a DNA perspective. In fact, 3 million DNA building blocks are just gone. So that affects at every cellular level quite a lot of issues. She's missing 30 and between 30 to 50 genes. And clinically, that means you can have anywhere up to 185 different clinical symptoms as chorea, which is the rhythmical movements of the leg as part of a generalized dystonia. Chore is a Greek word for dance. It's meant to be graceful movements, and she'll sometimes go through that cycling or rhythmical actions of the leg as part of the dystonia. Just checking to see that there's no other contractions. Focalized dystonia comes quite common with this, where we get the focalized tightness banding in the feet. Now, this is not falling asleep, she was quite wide awake and we were watching TV and she was ready to eat. She'd actually requested apple pie. So they've been put into the oven for dessert. Like I said, I've just turned the oven off, put that food out, and we'll hopefully be able to maybe look at that after this event is over, depending on where it goes to. Can be a range of things that can happen. Could have cardiac related issues, respiratory drops, suddenly bottoming out. Quite common with respiration. Her levels can be affected between seizures and the dystonia. So we've been seeing the oxygen saturation levels quite commonly into the 80s and goes as low as 70% oxygen saturation. Heart rate, she's already bradycardic, so she's normally quite low. Resting heart rate for Dyan is normally around about that 50-52 beats. Over recent weeks, we've been getting it quite low into the 40s and then down into the 30 beats per minute, which is not a good thing. Blood pressure for her is quite normally in that 90, 85, over 50, 55, so it's a consistent sort of range for her. She has got postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome.
Yeah.
Bit of a wait and see. A lot of withering type actions. Part of it can be part of the ticking, and particularly if it's repetitive. Are you feeling something out at the moment, Boo?
Yeah.
Is that why you're doing that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can.
I see.
I know, because your eyelids are closed, Boo-Boo. That's why it's doing that. You've got no control with the muscles. So with the dystonia, those signals are causing the muscles to contract and do weird things. So in this case, it can cause the eyelids to be fully closed or in a certain position, the eyebrows to be held in a certain posture or fibrillate. The jaw muscles or thrusting can occur, bruxism where the grinding of the teeth can occur. There's a whole lot of shit show of fun that can happen through this condition that she's got no control of. So we've been dealing with the Tourette's for the last 4 or 5 days. They've been really ramped up for her. And because of the sleep disturbances and, like I said, the step into the bowel medications with gastroparesis, dysmotility of the GI tract, it's quite common for Dyan to then get seizures, particularly on the 2nd and 3rd day of doing bowel medication. So we've been trying to get in front of it with additional medications, but it hasn't really helped. And she's been told to rest and pace herself as much as she can, but her ADHD has been making her go quite active. Heart rate and oxygen's at 95% and stable. Heart rate's at 57, that's really good.
Apple pie.
Apple pie, yes, there is some apple pie, kitten.
Can I have some apple pie, please?
Yeah, soon, when you can actually sit up and eat and swallow without choking and causing a whole... Oh my goodness me, what is this, Oliver? Annie?
I'm very cold.
You're very cold? Bring you the little blanket. Here you go. That's nice. How are you feeling? What's that sound for?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. You look like you're tired enough to go to sleep. Would you like to go to sleep?
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Right. That's lovely.
Can you make them open?
Now make your eyes open. Do you feel that your eyes are open or fully closed? Can you see me? A little bit. Yes, they're only a little bit open. Both of them are quite contracted down and your eyebrows are quite held up, you know, flexure at the moment. That's why you've also got this toning. So the forehead muscle is in contracture at the moment, the eyebrows are both raised. It'll relax by itself, doesn't need you to help tap it out. It's been a day, you've been busy. Palm?
Oh, it's cramping.
Yes.
Ah.
been a day. We've done a few things. We've had a good couple of days over the weekend.
Productive.
Been very productive, isn't it?
Yes.
Being productive is good. It'll be nice to be able to relax and get some sleep right about now.
Yeah, I set up my first supper.
First supper. Yes, what is this? For last supper or the first supper?
No.
What do you mean no?
Supper's every night.
Supper's every night. Sounds like a...
It's you that doesn't do it, you're weird.
Oh, I'm weird, am I? Okay. Was it a second supper or third supper? What are we, hobbits?
I have gastritis.
Yes, you do. Oxygen stats are at 94%, heart rate's at 61. It's currently 10:35.
I'm great.
You're great. Excellent.
Isn't that good?
It is good.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm so mermaid tail, that's what I forgot.
The stuff she thinks about, eh? Okay, what's happened to the mermaid tail?
Shan.
Right, that was in a conversation that we had during the Tourette's episode tonight.
Yeah, I forgot my mermaid tail.
Okay, you need to put that on your Shein shopping list then.
With my eyes open.
When your eyes open. I wish they would behave, hey? So, what else is not working? No, the apple pie's fine. We can warm the apple pie up in the microwave. It's easy peasy. Can you poke your tongue out fully for me, as far as you can, forward? Fully up, fully up, fully up. And relax. Can you show me a big smile? Biggest smile ever you've ever done. Show me a sad face, crying face. You're upset.
How do you do that face?
Just show me upset, as if you're sad. Show me your shock, as if someone scared you. Boo! Okay, and relax. Good girl. Doing really well. Just testing to see
surrender.
facial neuropathy, just to see what sort of responses Dyan's able to do, whether she's able to understand instructions and whether her face and muscles can actually perform.
Fine.
You're fine? Good girl. I'm glad you're fine.
I'm going to have apple pie.
You're going to have some apple pie, are you?
If it's not cold.
Yeah, it won't be cold, but like I said, I can microwave it. Do I try eating now?
I got my eyes open.
Yeah, that's my problem. I know you might want to, but can you do the things that you're wanting to do?
No.
No. So are we being realistic now?
No, I'm fairy tale. Because life is fairies, rainbows, and unicorns and butterflies.
Rainbows, butterflies, unicorns. That's how we are, is it?
Fairies.
And fairies. Don't forget the fairies in the fairy tales.
Fairies are real.
Well, you can't have fairy tales without fairies, can you?
Fairies are real.
Fairies are real. Apparently fairies are real. Just make sure that they're there. Believe. Indeed. So until your body releases itself from these dystonic contractions, we can't really do the whole sitting up and eating thing. Particularly with the dysphagia, Dyan obviously would choke and will go down the wrong hole. And eventually asphyxiate, which would not be a really good thing to have. Yawns are good, and I'm happy for yawns. There's not so much tired, it's been your body's relaxed enough, so you shouldn't be going into tonic-clonic seizures, which is what my really fingers are crossed for. But we're going to be wearing the Night Watch, which is a wearable seizure monitor detection device. Are you a pirate? You got one eye open. You're alternating which eye you want to open. Which one do you want to choose from? Hmm?
They open good.
They're not open very good at all, Missy. You can see that myself.
So hungry.
Yeah, I know you're hungry. Just give me your arm, please. Tap. Roll onto your back, please.
No, I don't want that tonight.
I do, because tonight is when you're most at risk of things such as SUDEP, which we don't really want to have to deal with. SUDEP, sudden unexplained death in epilepsy, worst case scenarios is between the hours of 10 and 4 a.m. It's the period of time when people are with epilepsy more at risk, particularly those who aren't fully managed by medications or medication resistant, especially those who may not be supervised and aware during those sort of hours, commonly during the sleep. A whole range of things can happen. We've seen in many of Dyan's seizures, particularly when she rolls, that she places her face down, suffocating. We can see that she has problems where she might aspirate and choke during this. We can see her heart spikes massively high, sometimes up to 240 beats per minute, and then suddenly drops down incredibly low. So
Eyes open.
Eyes are open. Look at that. But can you see me? Track my finger. You're struggling tracking, aren't you?
That's
Okay.
stupid.
No, it's not stupid. It's actually a valid neurological test to see where your brain is and communicating to your eyes. And we already know you need a neuro-ophthalmologist because unfortunately your eyesight structures might be okay, but the brain's not working with the messaging that goes from the brain to the eye, how it interprets it and reads it. So we know that there's issues there. So have actually requested off to the specialist to try and get involved with a neuro-ophthalmologist. They're meant to work together hand in hand, a neurologist and a ophthalmologist, a person who specialises in the eyes, because there are issues with 22q where the brain can't always read the signals properly and send that information. So just because the structures are all okay doesn't mean the brain, the part that's necessary to interpret, communicate the messaging and send the responses, is doing what it needs to do. All right, any other pain across your body at the moment?
No, I'm okay. I just have to go toilet and eat my apple pie.
Okay, Zara's here. Fantastic. Your jelly cat. Your jelly cat looks tired too.
She's cool, right?
She is cool.
How many jelly cats exist?
I don't honestly know. How many jelly cats are there in the world? That's a very good question.
Does she have a lot of family?
Maybe she's got a large family. She's very soft. She's a perfect little cuddle companion, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you feeling okay at the moment?
Yeah, I feel like I can sit up with this support and eat my apple pie slowly leaning forward.
Okay, so let's do a little test with you just sitting up and see how well you can sustain that. Come forward and up. You'll move yourself across. Sure can. So I'll see how you go. Well, we don't want particularly sitting up and change with that posture.
The fridge just made more ice.
The
for
fridge
me
just
in
makes
the
some more
morning.
ice. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Do I look like a mess? I cut so much hair off. It feels so fresh.
Okay, I'm going to pause and we're going to get some food and we're going to see if you can eat this. We'll monitor as we go, okay? Hey ma'am, well that's what I've actually made her. 2 lots of apple pie, some
2 apple pies.
icing sugar and some cinnamon sugar on top of that.
Thank you, sir.
You are very welcome,
I'll
ma'am.
be lucky if I get through it.
It's okay. If you can't, you can't. If you can, you can. Let's consider this a mukbang. But you're the one eating and I'm not.
Is it a mukbang?
Yeah, maybe. Hey Google, turn my lamp on. So Willow's on the prowl and he's been floating around. Max is in bed in the other room. He has his routine bedtime. Hello Willow, have you come to join us, buddy?
Mummy going to bed too soon.
Mummy needs to go to bed, so does Daddy. Daddy's very tired.
Did it today.
You have overdone it, and pacing is another big deal with this, particularly when you've got a fatiguing condition. Unfortunately, the pacing side of things is another trigger point where we know that not only is it the lack of sleep, the fact that you woke up with a migraine, the fact that you've got bowel medications going through, we You overdo your activities,
My
energy exertion, PEM, post-exertional malaise, comes in.
My OCD.
Yes, your OCD's been doing what?
For 2 weeks.
Pretty amped?
Going from one focus to the next, the next, the next.
Over hyper-focused. Hyper-focus with autism is bad enough at the best of times. Throw in the mix of OCD. It has been. And look, with even the Tourette's, you get a lot of coexisting conditions, and in 22Q, like I said, that 180, 185 clinical symptoms which are possible. Dyan's got a whole raft of those. You know, autism, ADHD, the OCD.
Hot.
What has been heated up for you?
Mm-hmm.
Blow on it. The Tourette's, multiple different seizure types as well. Do you want a drink? You shoot me.
Oh my goodness, you nearly killed me.
So dramatic. Really. Are you enjoying it though?
I could be more dramatic if I wanted to.
Yes, she could. She actually could be if she wanted to. Oh my goodness.
I think my eyes are bigger than my stomach, but anyway.
Oh, I think your eyes are bigger than your stomach. You asked for 2. I don't know why you even thought that, as if you could eat that.
They're not even my apple pies.
I know they're my apple pies. You've taken my apple pies.
I'm buying more.
That's okay. I don't need more. Trust me, I don't need more. None more needed. It's currently 10:50 p.m. We should be in sleep mode.
It's hibernation mode in Australia.
Hibernation mode? Why is that?
Don't we take all our food and hibernate and eat and sleep and eat and sleep?
Are we a bear? We're not even.
Yes!
Koala bears don't even do that. They eat 23 hours in a day.
How do you know
And
how
sleep.
Homo sapiens live?
I think we've studied anthropology for a while, honey.
Oh, whatever.
Enjoy your eating.
The interpretation can get lost along the way like some crazy churches.
Okay, eat and focus on eating.
Sometimes they take the bubble.
Especially with your dysphagia, focus on your eating. You can't talk and eat at the same time. You don't want things going down the roll. With dysphagia, she not only does she need to sit up and eat slowly and small bite size, she doesn't need a distraction. She needs to focus. That's our number 1 rule, and that's one that she struggles with the ADHD side of things, unfortunately. Yes, enjoy. Well, I'm glad you didn't go into full seizures tonight. The pre-syncope, where you've got the vasovagal syncope passing out for a while, is normally a concern. Obviously, you've had some of the dystonia around that and the Tourette's. We, I think, are just keeping the seizures at bay, at that distance. We're just getting the medications up.
With the S word.
As I said in the previous episode where we talked about the Tourette's episode that went out, the tic attack, I obviously applied some additional sodium valproate just to bring the levels up, trying to settle things down, add some additional clonazepam. We should be at a safe position. That's what we're hoping. But for now, shake it out.
I'm not sure about the texture of the real sloppy apple.
The sloppy apple, the texture. You prefer it more chunky apple, do you?
Not as slimy.
It's slimy, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not like a traditionally homemade baked apple pie, is it really? No, sadly not. The Night Watch seizure detection device. We've also got the SAMI-3 seizure movement camera. That's on 24/7, watching and monitoring Dyan. The Night Watch will shout a very loud, audible alarm to me if there's any problems with either movements that sustain for a duration or if her heart rate and oxygen drops out. So at least I'll have warnings of data on that, so I can be alert if I'm fast asleep. But normally, look, I'm right next to Dyan as we sleep. I'll be awake and moving at the slightest movement. You're more alert in these windows. What we've learnt with monitoring Dyan over 10 plus years of having, worsening seizures, and sometimes just having up to 18 plus seizures in a day. They were very prolonged, very aggressive, long durations, sustained status epilepticus rolling seizures, one after the other. We've medicated, and the ASMs, anti-seizure medications, have worked mostly, but we can't get that perfect Goldilocks level where everything works just so much so that the seizures stop. So they've reduced in intensity frequency, severity. So that's a good thing. We're blessed at that. And now we've got better visibility around monitoring when these things actually occur.
I'm okay, Willow.
You want tissue at all, Bubba? Are you okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Willow, our Ragdoll, 8-year-old boy Ragdoll, is always on guard, always keeping an ear out and an eye out for mum close at hand. And he has become not only a good companion cat, but also showing concern and good at providing support, which is nice.
When I'm in a lot of pain, or from having a seizure, or had a seizure, or before a seizure,
Yeah.
he does this.
He does. He stays close by.
He's a pretty special boy.
Yeah. No, just remember you don't have to eat the whole lot of it. If you don't feel like eating the whole
I
lot of it.
know.
Don't force yourself. I don't want you to feel sick and nausea afterwards.
Good point.
You know what I mean? It is a good point, but it's the point that we have to remind you, being autistic, introception, not knowing when you're actually feeling satiated, comfortable enough that you've eaten enough to know, should I keep eating or not? That sometimes helps us, the prompting. Okay.
I'm done.
That's okay. No
I'm
problems at
gonna
all.
feel sick and not fall asleep.
Yeah, I'd rather you not feel asleep and be able to fall asleep.
Can't mention.
Yeah, you never mentioned, was it? No worries.
Oh,
1056 on
drink.
Danzatron, 4 milligrams,
Drink
sublingual.
first.
Drink.
It's maybe too sweet for my cashew braces anyway.
Sweet foods are a bit of a trigger, so that's a difficult one. I know you feel the urge of wanting certain types of food. The body craves certain things, but sometimes doesn't mean it's the best
just
thing.
hit the bottom.
It's bouncing a bit.
No, let's not talk about that.
Okay, have a little sip of water, just a little sip, don't overhydrate. Just here is your Danzatron. It's a 4 milligram sublingual wafer, just put under the tongue and it will dissolve. Thank you. I get that. Now you're not going to be able to lie down yet for a while because you need to be able to
How long
digest.
do I have to sit up?
Oh, you should be sitting for another 30 minutes, but you're not going to be able to make that long, unfortunately. So let's try and get at least 10 or 15 minutes, hopefully, before too many other things start to happen. It's all right, Willow. Just mummy ticking.
Sorry, Willow.
He's keeping an eye on working out what's going on. You feeling okay?
He's used to my clapping. What are you doing?
He's used to your clapping, but
He's late. I'm sorry,
he is
Willow.
late.
He's used to bedtime at this time. We're normally asleep, aren't we, Willow?
Yes. Sometimes.
Did you say
Some nights
goodnight
don't
to
work like that.
Max?
Some nights go into 2, 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Sleep is a difficult thing with autism.
Willow sleeps in with
particularly.
me.
He does. He walks around quite a lot. The seizure detection movement camera picks him up quite often at night in different positions around you, on your left, around your right, at the feet.
It's kind of creepy how he watches me at night.
Cats are a little bit creepy, aren't they? A bit weird like that.
He's my guard cat.
He is your guard cat, keeping an eye on you.
Medical guard.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to clean up here in the dishes and get things settled for the end of the night. But we're going to have to keep an eye on you. Like I said, we've got the night watch watching over Dyan to help give me a bit of an alert.
Can I take that off then?
Not yet, sweetie. Not until I see things settle down and your tics stop as well. Okay? Even if you fall asleep, it's okay. I'll take it off.
Watch a little bit more to
Yeah.
for sleep.
We can watch a little bit more. And we'll progressively take you down a little bit further as well too. Okay,
Not yet.
stats, not yet. 97% oxygen, 58 for heart rate. It is 10:58. Guys, as usual, thank you very much for being around. We share Dyan's experience with 22Q and all her coexisting conditions and comorbidities for awareness and also for the clinical team, so it's for educational purposes.
You're gonna come one day.
I know, I absolutely get that.
Why won't you just get it over with?
Well, we're trying to drag it out, and this is where the extra medication comes in.
I
to
know,
keep it
but
at
sometimes
distance.
we should just get it over with.
I know, but we actually need to finish off the bowel prep stuff, and that'll actually help alleviate you over the hump.
But at this point, it's looking like Colin Lightly.
It does look like we're going to have to go up to the extra strength, industrial strength medications on that, because that's not getting very far progressions over 5 days. Life of a complex medical patient. Thank you so much for watching. Now remember, we're not medical professionals, so we're not sharing information to help you specifically. That's what your own primary care physician, specialists and clinical team are there for. So go and see them if you need diagnosis or guidance. We're just sharing Dyan's experience day in, day out with this, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you very much for your support. In the comments, questions, ideas and suggestions, a big thumbs up of encouragement. Hopefully Dyan will be able to get some sleep and rest off, and we'll be able to start a better week next week. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in another episode real soon. Bye for now.